minutes?
Yeah, I did.
So Larry, so
Yeah.
moved. There's Ed second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes? Aye. Motion's carried. Okay, Patrice.
Okay. If I can. Oh, here's Cheryl. Okay.
Oop.
Cheryl?
You got two, Rick.
There's
Huh?
some, yeah, she is down. She's down the bottom there. Okay.
Hi,
She's
Cheryl.
muted.
She's muted.
She's upside down or whatever, but she's there.
She was muted. Cheryl, can you hear us?
Oop.
Hi, Cheryl. You have to- you're sideways a little bit, but can you hear us?
You're muted. Maybe we can.
Shelley, can you hear us? You're muted. You can hear us? Okay. There you go. Now you're right side up. That's good.
You're muted. Is your microphone on?
I did not mute myself. I was on.
Oh, there you go. Now you're. Now,
Okay, we can hear you now.
I don't know why, and I don't know why it's in this particular mode here. Oh, I know why. Okay, I got it in pro.
Okay, everybody
Now it should
situated?
go.
Okay.
And
yeah, you're good.
Okay, so here's our agenda. So we'll go right to the first one, 20024V. The applicant is Timothy Carr to the Village of Chatham. The parcel is this parcel here. This is the intersection of 66 and 203. So it's right off of that intersection. It's a part of a larger parcel that was subdivided. So there's, I'll zoom into the parcel here a little bit. So there is a house that's set up on a hill here. And the address is 11 Coleman Street. They're proposing to establish animal husbandry use, approval of a site plan, and issuance of a special use permit. When they changed their zoning last year, they added the ability to have animal husbandry uses in this, the SR zoning district. Before the previous version of the zoning, that use was prohibited. The referral trigger is Route 203, New York State Route 203. It's within 500 feet of the right of way. The existing land use is residential and surrounding is residential. Let's see, get back here so I can get to the other plan. Okay, so they are proposing to add behind the building chicken coop and a chicken run, and it will be fully enclosed with fencing. The parcel is approximately 3.1 acres. The chicken coop, this is an example of the type of chicken coop that they wish to construct or add to their rear yard. The outer dimensions of the coop are 12 by 6 with 8 feet height. They're planning to raise no more than 8 chicken hens, and there would be fencing around the perimeter and the run. As I mentioned, animal husbandry is defined in the zoning as the care and raising and breeding of domestic farm animals such as horses, cows, steer, goats, and fowl, and the keeping of household pets such as cats and dogs for personal enjoyment shall not be deemed animal husbandry. So you don't find any countywide impact from this. And the one comment that I had, which has been satisfied, our records did not have the adopted zoning, and their website did not include all of the information. So the use table that was on their website still was the old one. But just this afternoon, I did receive the updated use table. They're up in the process of updating their website. That's why it wasn't available. But I do have a copy of it now. So
This looks like something Rick might be building.
I think he's got one like that.
I like those rafters, Rick. You see that? How you
Yeah.
taper them?
I
Because
know.
it's not happening in the end.
That's pretty neat.
I like this chicken coop.
it's a nice chicken coop. Yeah.
It is. Comes with kids.
You can return them if it doesn't work out. I
Yeah,
guess.
you're right. You
Get your
Get
money back.
yourself some new kids and another chicken,
Eggs cost you about $100 a dozen by the time you get done.
huh?
For all
I'll
the
make a motion, we accept staff's recommendation.
second.
Second.
Larry seconds it. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay. The next is 20025V. The municipality is the town of Canaan, zoning board of appeals. The applicant is Karuna Tendai Dharma Center. It's on Route 295, 1525, New York State Route 295. Some of you may remember, this is the entire parcel. The actual area that will be having the installation is right here, actually next to this what is the temple. And this is, I just did a little thing street side so you could get an idea of what it looked like. And this may not be quite up to date, but this is the temple that is right here. And this is the proposed area for the columbarium right in this section here. So the special use permit is required for construction of a Paragate columbarium for religious use. It's a columbarium is a place for respectful storage of cinerary urns. The proposed repository for cremains will be located in the yard on the northern side of the existing temple, right in this area here, adjacent to the sanctuary. It is a prefabricated columbarium. I'll get that picture up just a second.
I'm glad you had the definition in there.
Yeah.
I suspected, but
Okay, so this actually is what it will look like, elevation. It's a prefabricated columbarium that's 36 with 36 niche. They are 12 by 12 by 12. The entire structure is 13 feet 3 inches long with an 18-foot radius, and it'd be 5 feet 2 inches high. So it's made of waterproof aluminum cabinets, and they are faced with masonry and stone, and it's set in would be set in a concrete footing. They're proposing to add some benches in front of it, along with some landscaping, in keeping with landscaping of the existing site. It does not require any electricity or plumbing or lighting or signage. They'll be using the existing parking, which, let me get to other site plan here. They use this area for parking. And you can see this little arch right here is the proposed location of the columbarium. The setbacks there are 200 feet from the nearest stream, 150 feet to the residential well, 225 feet to the center line of Route 295. The other structures on the parcel include a temple, dormitory, a house, a shed, as well as the parking area. There's existing access off of 295, and there's an existing sign. You can see the sign from, it's right here.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So the access to the columbarium would be during their normal hours, which are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And those would eligibility for leasing a niche would be for members and family of the United Buddhist Institute, as well as residents of Canaan and adjacent towns. It would be administered by the Paragate Columbarium Association officers and trustees. And as a religious corporation, they're exempt from New York State Cemetery Crematories law, rules, and regulations of the New York State Cemetery Board. So we didn't find any countywide impact from this. Just making one comment that noting that site plan review by the Canaan Planning Board is also required for this proposed use. This referral was sent to us by the ZBA, so just adding that, that would be the only comment that we have.
You know what the capacity of that is?
There are 36 niche, and depending upon the size of the urn, I guess would depend on how many urns could fit in the niche.
Oh, they put more than one in the thing then?
Looks like you're barking on the screen, Larry.
Yeah, I am. I always bark when somebody comes to the door.
Yeah, I don't understand all this. Why it's exempt from the cemetery rules and that, and I know towns are responsible for abandoned cemeteries, that the town would then, I guess, be responsible for this later on. I don't know, but anyway, that has no, does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Terry so moves. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Larry seconds. All those in favor for local decision?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay, the next one. Next one is 20026V. Again, another project in the Village of Chatham, the Village of Chatham Planning Board. The applicant is NYMAX LLC, Rob Lagonia. The location is 1519 Hudson Avenue. So here in the Village of Chatham, here is the train station depot, the 66 Main Street here, and then 295. So the parcel is right here on the corner of Hudson Avenue and School Street. There's an existing structure. It's approval of a site plan to establish a restaurant in this existing structure. And this is a little blow up of the parcel.
What is it now? What's the building used for now?
I think it's vacant. It's been of various commercial uses. There was a chiropractor in there. I think at one time there was a restaurant use in there, but it's been commercial in use for many years.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
one on the second floor, but the existing zoning is C1, and it's within the historic overzone. And the existing land use is commercial and surrounded by commercial. Most of these have apartments on the, some of these have apartments on the second story, the buildings in this area. The parcel is approximately 0.08 acres and the structure is existing. So I'm just going to go to the site plan that they submitted. This is the actual survey. Just wrong way, sorry.
Patrice, while you're on that, the secret form indicates that the total acreage of the site is 8/10 of an acre, not 8/100 of an acre.
Oh, okay. I'll make that.
You may want to just have them change it.
Okay. So we'll put that note, we'll add that as a comment then. Okay, so site plan review, so site plan review is required to convert the existing commercial space to a restaurant, Lagonia Pizza and Cafe. It is at the corner of Hudson Avenue, New York State Route 295 and School Street. The alterations for the proposed interior on the first floor, which is 46 by 54, there will be a takeout area, which is right here, with service counter and tables to seat 12. There is also this dining area on the other side of the building with seating for 42, and also a future bar in this section. I can blow that up a little bit just so you can see it.
What's up, Rick? How you doing?
So here, there's a door here that goes into the takeout area, and there is a counter here, presumably for where they would pick up their takeout. This whole area here is the kitchen. There's also proposing to add restrooms. And this is the location of the future bar, and an office to the rear section here. And this is an existing toilet.
Where are the 6-foot marks on the floor?
Well, I don't know. They're not showing up on this plan.
Hopefully
None of
that'll be done with.
Maybe by the time he opens, it will be. That'll
We
be.
won't have
changed
to
a
worry
little bit.
about that. Let's hope not.
Yeah, let's hope. On the exterior, they're proposing to have this area in the rear with a cooler, and this would be a new deck with screened fencing, and there's also a ramp here that would accept deliveries. There's access from this rear of the structure from School Street, which is the side street. He's also proposing to, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to show the tables. We're also proposing to add tables along the store or the building front on the sidewalk. They're proposing to add signage onto the glass of the storefront here, and that's site plan shows on, or the floor plan shows it on this window as well, but this elevation does not. Oh yes, there it is. There's existing municipal water and sewer. For parking, the village zoning code allows exemptions for off-street parking requirements for Main Street, Park Row, and Hudson Avenue. So the planning board's has the authority to waive the off-street parking requirements. And they also have the ability to waive off-street loading requirements to maintain the traditional layout and historic character of the village. As I mentioned, this falls within the historic overzone area, so it also would be subject to review for those criteria. We didn't find any countywide impact from this. Just 2 comments noting that the historic overzone would be subject, this project would be subject to review under those criteria. And also for the Department of Health, that would require review and approvals for the food service component.
I think in the interest of full disclosure, Rob Lagonia is the supervisor of the town of Austerlitz. Just for those of you who didn't know it. It looks interesting. It'd be interesting to see how the village board responds with parking and having the seats out on the sidewalk.
Now here's this actual storefront. rotate that clockwise for you here.
Hopefully they'll leave the building the upside or the right side up. The historic overlay would just do it on that.
Is it upside down for you?
No, now it is.
No,
Now
it's good.
Okay. Yeah. So
I was there for a minute.
this
Now
is
that
the
picture shows 2 doors. The other one you had showed 3.
So
Well,
they're
that-
adding that door. She
there's
said that.
they're proposing to add a door here.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah. So here's
Yeah. Yes.
this one is existing in the center,
Yeah.
and there will be 2 doors. This is the takeout area, and this is a door to the dining area.
And I think the one in the center is to the apartments.
Apartments upstairs, correct. There's an existing apartment upstairs. So that's an existing entrance that would be maintained, and it would be access to the apartment upstairs. And here, 1 door to the dining room, 1 door into the takeout area.
Now that rear deck, are they going to do that now, or is that later on they're going to do that?
It's not labeled as future, so I'm assuming it's going to be done, as part of the original.
'Cause now's when they need it outside.
Yeah, it doesn't. Some of the things say future, like the bar is red.
Yeah.
No, it says future, but this is new deck, does not say future. I'm assuming part of it would be in order to allow this is a ramp right here to allow deliveries to the rear, right directly into the kitchen as opposed to off of 295. So the loading would come off of, trucks could be here to make the deliveries, go up the ramp and exit or entrance, access the kitchen directly in the cooler that's right here. So, I don't think there's any other.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Is there a second?
A second.
Rick, so seconds. All those in favor? Aye. All those
Aye.
opposed? It'll be interesting to see. I just talked to one of the guys at Harrington's this morning, and Harrington has got 11 tractor trailer loads of pressure treated lumber back ordered right now. They're all out of 2x4, 8-foot lengths of pressure treated. You go in their yard in Chatham and it's depleted. I don't know. Hopefully, Rick, you don't have any decking coming up, but
Even Lowe's, everything's at nothing.
pressure treated is just just got socked up.
So the last project, the 20027V Town of Hillsdale Town Board Local Law Number 1 of 2020, that was withdrawn yesterday by the town attorney. So we're not going to be considering that this evening. They're making some changes, and I expect as long as it stays within the zoning, that it would come back. It's unusual that's in the zoning law, but that's fine.
Well, yeah, usually the towns don't put that in the zoning, but whatever they want to do.
So that's all the referrals for this month. I just want to remind you that there's a training session, the second training session for our spring session in conjunction with Greene County is on June 25th, or spot zone or grant the illegal use variance. And it's on a Thursday, beginning time is 3 p.m. And if you can pre-register through the link, I think emailed it out to you. If you need it sent again and you're interested, just let me know. I'll be happy to send it out again. I participated in the last one. It was pretty good. They did a nice job with it for the first.
Yes, they did.
They are not used to presenting virtually either, so it went very smoothly, I think. So
But
How long was it?
it was about 2 hours, Ed, I think.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Usually when they have stuff over there, it's like 5-6 hours, 2 different sessions,
Yeah, well, we had to eliminate a few. There were 2 sessions. There were going to be breakout sessions, one for Columbia, one for Greene County on the web, our web viewers for the mapping. And it just wouldn't work out that well being done virtually. It's better when people are there to be able to see it and do it hands-on. So, but actually we're developing it to be a virtual session. So we can do that in the future. Green County hasn't pursued that as far as I know, but that may be something that we have to do in the fall if we still have a limitation on gatherings.
When are they gonna open your building up?
Our building is open to the public now. We're at 50% of the employees. So I was in the office today. For us, it's one person in the office, and it's very quiet. You know, we have to go and check in temperature. A lot of questions asked us before we can go up to our office, and there's a lot of various protocol that we're following to keep, keep in accordance with the guidelines. So that'll be for at least for the next 2 weeks that way. And then if things stay the same, I'm assuming we'll move to the next phase. But
Have you those training sessions recorded so we can view them later? Seems like everybody's doing these things, even the Planning Federation, they all do them like in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I figured everybody was at
I'll find out.
home, but that's not.
Larry's the only one who's home watching Little House on the Prairie and that, and he can.
yeah, right. Wicked show.
I will find out. If they are, I'll put a link on our website and send out a notice.
I know the Planning Federation is offering, they're recording what webinars that they do and they'll be posted.
I mean, some of the ones I've seen, like for architects, you've got to be able to be there and keep answering stupid questions so they know you're paying attention. So I don't know, whether the credit ones for credit, can you do them recorded? I don't know. I mean,
at some point they got to cut slack here for folks, and if
yeah, they do.
according to the way it's worded on the resolution that the Board of Supervisors did for us, I think I'm technically the one who can approve it. And if you guys, for this year at least, can say that you did it,
I mean, that's what we're doing in Gallatin with
Yeah.
any of the ones, because a lot of the
Common sense.
Hudsonia things are not accredited if they're webinars, that you don't get the credit, but the town board told me I can
Yeah.
help people get. So
Yeah. I had one member of the board of directors who said they heard that the state would, just said you didn't have the 4-hour thing didn't count for the state this year, but that's every town passed an individual law, so you'd have to go to that level then too. So whatever. So is that it? That's all we got.
That's all that I have.
Okay. So everybody enjoy the evening and stay safe.
Yeah, thank you
All
everyone for
right.
coming.
You too, Tim.
Okay, have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good
Good night,
night.
Rick.
Carol.
Right.
Take care of the donuts, Cheryl.